For Alcarbo Technologies, our judges will be, first up, Dr. So Sang-yeon, Head of Investment Business Department, GS Engineering and Constructions. Please go ahead.
Yep, it's very impressive that the cost of the removal of the CO2 is just $200. Then do you have any plan to decrease the cost if your product is developed in the future?
So for the R&D work is ongoing for us. That's our part, that's our strength as well. So our team is ongoingly increasing the capacity of the algae by pushing their limits through the mutation generations. So we are doing generations of mutants, and each generation is better than the previous one. That's how we push the limit. And also for the system design, we try to reduce its own emission, at the same time we push the efficiency as well. So yes, we're trying to push that limit.
Then, if I have a project and I'd like to remove CO2 by 100 tons per year, then what's the total land area and water volume and energy requirement we should expect?
So for the exact number, I need to get back to you. That's some calculation, but roughly, if the 5 tons project is around 120 meters square, so if we need to do 100 times, so it's 20 times, so around 2,000 meters square for that. But also for the scaling up, it doesn't exactly like to multiply, because some of the facility can be used to support more modules of the reactor. So actually the size will be smaller if we scale up.
I'm also very curious that the OPEX, the operation cost. So in the same situation, such as the 100 tons for the carbon dioxide removals, then could you elaborate a little bit about the OPEX, the annual energy cost, or nutrient replacement cost, or maybe without labor, right?
Yes, so mainly is the system run by itself is automated. That's one of the challenges that we try to tackle, because you can imagine there are tons of algae that we need to take care of from time to time. So the system takes care of that. So operation is mainly for electricity and also maintenance from our team from time to time. So for now, for example, our clients, we do every half year we do a check, and then we monitor the system time to time as well. So it's very minimal. For the electricity, we previously got verified by CMA testing in Hong Kong. For the electricity, of course, is project-based, but I can give you a number for each kilowatt hour that we use. We can capture 0.512 kg of CO2. This is very hard to get a positive number for technologies, because most of them depend on renewable energy. While our solution, even with using non-renewable energy, we can still capture CO2. That's the number I can give you. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, we have a question from Ms. Heng Li Lam from Temasek Foundation, our second judge.
Thank you very much. Your presentation mentioned an ROI of 4 years. Can you elaborate your key assumptions of deriving this ROI? And what are the risks or dependencies that could impact your client's ability to get this ROI?
So the ROI mainly is from capturing the CO2. So part of it generating either carbon credits or help them remove some of their costs. And then the other part is the byproduct generated from the algae. So that can be used for cells. And also we are working with some partners where we found that actually they have more benefits than this. So some of them, they can have less electricity usage, or the wastewater plant that we're talking right now, they found that our solution can actually help one part of their wastewater treatment, so they can use less chemicals, so they use less money. So sometimes the ROI also depends on.
How do you quantify and verify your carbon credits generated from your algae? And what certification standards or registry are you targeting?
So previously we did the LCA with CMA testing, and also our company is also listed by Gold Standard, the carbon credit platform, so you can look for us there. So, but the only thing of generating carbon credit is the scale. So we need to scale up until 1,000 tons of CO2 per year before we can launch the carbon credits.
Thank you very much. So that's all of our questions from our judges. I think we have too little time for another question from any other of our judges. So let's go ahead and give a big round of applause to congratulate Mr. Nelson and all. Thank you very much. And that was our first team of track one, ladies and gentlemen. And I think with that we have a hang of how our structure is going to go. 5 minutes of presentations and 5 minutes of Q&A. And if we have more time in the Q&A, of course our other judges can ask some questions for our participating teams to get to know their projects better. And now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into our second team. They are 60 Hertz from South Korea, presenting idea on AI-powered virtual power plant, achieving 97.4% renewable forecasting accuracy to enhance energy efficiency and stability. And with that, let's welcome Mr. Kim Jong-kyu from 60 Hertz. The stage is yours.
This is Jong Kim from South Korea. Have you ever heard that sometimes the renewable project has to be stopped? There is a story from one rooftop solar owner. He has lost 40% of his potential output. We call this problem as curtailment problem, and it happens all around the world, including Vietnam and South Korea. Why this happens? Because our grid system is stable when there is a perfect balance between energy supply and demand. But renewables are unpredictable and depends on weather condition. So sometimes energy supply exceeds energy demand significantly when there is a curtailment. But what if you have most accurate, very accurate forecasting system? Then maybe you have a chance to manage this situation better. That's why International Energy Agency recommended to use forecasting system for every country. We have this solution. Intermittency is one challenge, but during the energy transition, there are many challenges. For example, if you are a person who have to manage more than 100,000 renewable projects in Vietnam, how can you monitor them? You cannot do that by human labor and naked eye. So that's why you need smart monitoring system with the AI to assist you. We have this solution too. This is the picture from South Korean weather satellite Chang'e-2, which is the best weather satellite in the Asia-Pacific regions. This satellite takes pictures of Asia, including Vietnam, Singapore, and South Korea every 5 to 10 minutes. And from this image, our AI system analyzes which direction will the clouds go. And from this observation, we can accurately forecast energy generation. We have applied this system to Korea Power Exchange, which is responsible for grid management in South Korea, and it was quite successful, and we received an award from the South Korean government. We have another solution, which is smart monitoring system. It has a special feature of anomaly detection using AI based on secret area. First, it compares the result with the prediction result, and second, it compares the results with labeling components. And then we can try historical data analysis. From this observation, we can find anomalies of PV power plants very accurately, and we have applied this system to 180,000 renewable power plants in South Korea, which is about 50% of the entire South Korean energy renewable project. And there are two power projects in Vietnam. One is Vietnamese renewable map. We have done this in South Korea in 2021, which was quite successful, and we received presidential award from this project. It will be free and open service, so every Vietnamese people can access this service and click their rooftop to get how much electricity can you get from this rooftop project. So it will help to expand small-scale local solar project in Vietnam, and KPI is very clean and simple, and we will help to achieve SDG 7 and 13. And here's another POC project in Vietnam, which is smart monitoring system. Since it provides early clues of anomalies of renewable project, we will increase utilization level of existing renewable power plants in Vietnam. According to some numbers from Vietnamese government, If we apply this service to 20 gigawatts of renewable project, for example, if there is a 1% increasement of utilization level, you will get tremendous reduction of CO2, as you can see here. We have a month plan for this pilot project. Since we have commercial products and MVPs, we can do this with 6 people within 8 months. We have already made MOU with Petrovietnam and GGGI. They will help us to this project. And we have consist of 65 people, and 30% of them have advanced degrees from prestigious universities all around the world. And we have diverse industry background, including Samsung, Neo, and so on. I was a software engineer in Samsung Electronics and currently expert advisor to South Korean Presidential Council on carbon neutrality. So when I was a PhD student in Germany, I have seen many pictures of a German student marching with President Ho Chi Minh's picture, so it was quite inspirational. So I came here to build better Asia and better world together with Vietnamese people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Representative from 60 Hertz, and congratulations on your presentations. I see a lot of head nodding. Okay, and right now let's go ahead and dive into our Q&A with our judges. And our first judge for 60 Hertz, Ms. Renewables from Ivy Adventure. Please go ahead.
Thank you for your presentation. So my first question would be, can you walk us through how you actually measure your forecasting accuracy, and what industry benchmarks do you use to prove that your model really outperforms the market?
Yeah, we have a kind of benchmark set provided by Korea Power Exchange, so we can compare the result with the benchmark. It's quite accurate and quite diverse in many respects.
So from the forecast of your solution, so what are the tangible business results have your customer have seen so far? And also, what part of your value proposition drives the strongest willingness to pay from your customers?
Yeah. For example, one customer of our system will hire 2 people to manage 4,000 renewable project management in South Korea. So there is a clear benefit for them for operational maintenance and aspects. So that's our value proposition, and they pay for that, for buying my software for the benefits.
Thank you very much, Ms. William Ching. And now our next judge, let's hear it from Mr. Robert Chung from Sencor, please.
Can you hear me? In case nobody say this, I want to compliment on your outfit. You're very well coordinated. This is to cheer everybody up. Right. Anyway, Mr. Kim, I think you addressed a very pertinent problem that the renewable world is going through right now. As every country ramp up on its renewable energy mix, curtailment is indeed a very serious problem. Here in Vietnam, indeed it is a big problem, all right? So I wanted to hear a bit more of how you plan to deploy this technology, because just forecasting demand and supply is one thing, but how are you deploying the technology with the grid operator or with the companies or what?
Yeah, that's why we start with collaboration with Petrovietnam first, because they have subsidies that owns their own renewable project. So maybe we can try our system with those customers, and then maybe we can expand our business to other private sectors. So we first want to work with government and company first, and then deploy them to private sectors second. That is our plan.
I think the other aspects, like I said, the technology is simple and also using AI is useful. But quite a lot of the challenges in a country like Vietnam is the infrastructure build, right? So therefore, when you deploy your technology, you clearly need to look at some of these things as well. Yeah. Now, the other piece I had was the technology that you have is a proprietary technology that you guys have developed, is it?
Excuse me.
Is it a proprietary technology that you have?
Yes, we have 14 patents in South Korea, not in Vietnam, but yeah, last slide I stated that we have 14 batteries in focus in South Korea.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I think it's a very good endeavor. Keep it up. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert Chong. Thank you, our judges. We still have close to 1 minute and a half. Any of our other judges on the panel would like to have any more questions for 60 Hertz? Yes? Okay, let's hear it from Mr. Chen Kang, please.
What are some of the challenges or pushbacks from your clients or your project owners when you come and talk to them about this solution? It sounds very good to me. So yeah.
Yep. In Korea and Vietnam, many business models regarding energies are working with governments. So there should be some regulations and policy changes, and I think these are risks. Of course, this focusing technology is so fundamental one, so everybody has to use this anyway. But I have to say that regulatory and policy risk is critical in every energy business. But in South Korea, I am a member of the Presidential Council on Carbon Neutrality, so it helps me a little bit when we're dealing with government and governmental officials. But in Vietnam, we need some partners, of course.
Yes, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much, our judges. And thank you, a representative from 60 Hertz. Congratulations on the wonderful presentations and the brilliant ideas of AI-powered virtual power plant. Okay, and I would like to take on Mr. Robert Chong's inspiration. Let's shake everybody up a little bit. So can I have a bit of interaction? Simple. I say net, you say zero. Simple? Can we just do that? Okay, and net? Zero. Net? Zero. Net? Zero. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. I hope that shakes you up a little bit. And now let's go ahead and move on to our third team, our last team of our first track renewables and carbon removal. And with this, let's welcome representative from Miredo Asia, Singapore, Mr. Chua Wee Kang, presenting their ideas on universals, easy to apply, additive supercharges, HVAC, and process efficiencies to deliver up to more than 45% ROI and reduce over 90% of CO2 per kilowatt hour. Please welcome Mr. Chua Wee Kang.
Hi everyone. So I'd like to introduce about our Miracle solution, which can help supercharge heat transfer performance and drive recurring energy costs and carbon savings. So as you all know, HVAC is very carbon intensive, and if we can improve the efficiency by just 10% alone for air conditioning in Vietnam, we can save potentially over 4 million tons of carbon. So what if there's a way to scalably boost the efficiency of HVAC systems? Well, Miracle is just a solution. It's a universal upgrade engineered for closed water loops of HVAC and also process heating and cooling systems. It's ultra low carbon, low embodied carbon, and it helps to reduce carbon emissions by saving significant energy, up to 30% energy. And it comes with these other benefits as well, which we'll share more. So, what's the background and how does Miracle work? So basically, in HVAC systems, water is used extensively to transfer heat at heat exchangers. But the high surface tension of water creates a barrier, which combined with the rough surface of the heat exchanger results in a poor surface contact, due to the limited pore penetration and reduces heat transfer efficiency. Now, how Miracle works is that it reduces the surface tension significantly, breaking the water surface. As you can see, when you add Miracle, it's now able to penetrate into the crevices and increase the contact area with the heat exchanger and improve heat transfer efficiency by up to 30%. And here's a demo. We can also see it at our booth outside. Basically, on the left, we have water itself. It doesn't penetrate the mesh. And on the right, we have Miracle with water, and that penetrates the mesh. So how does Miracle compare to other solutions on the market? Well, in terms of energy savings, we have the highest energy savings, and the installation time is also the shortest, because you just need to replace 1% or less of system volume. And it's also certified safe and compatible with most systems. and a very short payback period because of the low cost, less than half compared to other solutions, and doesn't require any active maintenance, and it's very stable and durable. So, so here are some of the projects we have in the pipeline, and so here are some of the projects we have in the pipeline. Okay, right. So across in Singapore across in Singapore and India. Sorry for the. Okay, so here are some of the projects in the pipeline across Singapore and India. So you can see, just over $200,000 of project value can actually create a lifetime cost savings of over $2 million and drive a carbon reduction impact of over 3,000 tons. And looking at Vietnam, we're talking to Ascot Limited, and we can see that for this project we can save a carbon of over 1,800 tons with a 35% ROI. And this is a milling point under Fraser's Group, and we can save over 2,400 tons of carbon with a 47% ROI and over $500 million of annual savings. And so, looking at our Vietnam project pipeline, we can actually save over 6,000 tons of carbon over the lifetime, and it's well within the award budget, and also various stages of finalization. In fact, we also just signed an MOU with Fraser's, and I think thanks to Kiet and the team, I think they're here somewhere. And so the timeline can be up to 3 months, and of course the goals of our pilot is to demonstrate feasibility for the Vietnam market, and also lay the foundation and groundwork for the future. And here are some of the other awards that we have received, from HSBC, Enterprise Singapore, and also CapitaLand for sustainability and impact. And in Vietnam alone, we see the market potential is up to $500 million by 2025, and over 11 million tons of total carbon abatement. And this is just for cooling alone, but our system is not just for cooling, it can be used for heating as well, HVAC, data centers, liquid cooling, and industrial process heating and cooling. And finally, our impact can be over 1 billion gigatons of carbon. And also, if you compare to the solar PV panels, our carbon emissions is less than 98%. And also our energy, solar PV generates energy, but we save energy by up to over 3 times per dollar invested. So imagine if you could have solar panels at 3 times the efficiency, for the same price at 1 to 2% the carbon cost, and that's a miracle. And so this is our team. We have very strong technical and also business background in sustainability, and we hope we can work together with everyone to drive global infrastructure efficiency. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. It's right on time when it is finished. All right, and so I think we just go ahead and move on to our Q&A sections. And for Miredo Asia, please welcome Ms. Patricia Lee from 38M Ventures, please.
Hi, thank you so much for your presentation.
Hi.
You mentioned that the efficiency savings is up to 30%, which is pretty significantly higher than the existing competitors. Can you talk a little bit about the competitor landscape, how your solution differs from some of what is existing in the market already?
Sure. Let me get back to this slide on the competitors. So there are some other solutions on the market, but as you can see here, so a lot of other solutions on the market actually require very high volume of system replacement, whereas we just need 1% or less. So it's much easier for us to install a solution. Just requires up to instead of hours or days, we can do it within an hour. And also, some solutions on the market use particles or nanoparticles that can cause issues with leaking, seals, damaging the seals, abrasion, agglomeration, or sedimentation. So our solution does not have any particles, so it doesn't have this issue. And also, because of the low cost of our solution, and also the highest energy savings potential, so we see that our typical ROI or payback period is the shortest. And also, other solutions require regular system checks or monitoring, as recommended by the vendors, but ours doesn't require that. I mean, of course, if the water leaks, then we will need to replace or top up the solution. So we just need to
We can also do some monitoring as well, but that is not an absolute requirement if the water is still leaks in the system. Yeah. And our solution is also very stable.
And your patents?
So we don't, currently our solution is not patented. So because we are still refining and tweaking the formulation, and yeah, so we'll be looking into that as well.
One more question on the revenue model, right? Because I understand this is a front-loaded solution, and with no active maintenance required, what is your recurring revenue stream, or how do you ensure that revenue growth?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Patricia. So, I think, as you can see here, for example, right, if we look at some of our projects in the pipeline, let's say Rubik's Building, if we can, basically our project value of 80,000 can drive almost a 10 times lifetime savings for the customer. And actually, when we talk to some of our bigger customers, like, we're talking to semiconductor foundries and fabs, like Micron and Global Foundries, actually they do prefer like a, sort of OpEx model. It's more of a shared savings model. So, they would rather us, share the savings with us. So, if we maybe take like, 30, 40 or 50% of the lifetime savings, we can actually, I guess triple or, get 5 times our revenue over the lifetime. So I think that's another way we can also move forward. Yeah, we haven't really, it's not set in stone yet. So it really also depends on the customers and what they prefer. And the users, yeah.
Thank you very much.
I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
All right, and we still have one more judge, Mr. Chen Yip-Tang from Touchstone Partners, please.
Thanks for the presentation. Without disclosing the secret sauce biochemical formula, can you explain to us how difficult or rather easy it is for someone else to actually copy your product and go to the market with this product?
Yeah, okay, great question. So, I think, because there are various factors that we want to achieve, right, in the solution. So it's not just, we want it to be a low carbon solution, low embodied carbon, and also, we want it to be able to be non-corrosive to our system and compatible with other water chemical additives. Right? So there's a lot of quite a number of requirements, and also of course increase or reduce the surface tension significantly, so that there's enhanced contact with the heat exchanger, as I just covered in detail. So there are all these factors. So it's not something that's very easy to replicate, I would say.
Not yet. You still have 50 seconds.
Yeah. So this formula and the ingredients of the liquid, that's the formula that you guys own, right? So you have a team member or yourself who invented this formula.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other judges have anything else that they would like to share or ask our representative from Miredo Asia? And I think that we are out of time anyway, so thank you very much for your presentation. And I think that with all of the 3 teams presented in our first track, all of our judges and also our audience are thoroughly impressed. I see a lot of people nodding their heads, and you are really interested in the presentations and very focused. And right now, let's go ahead